Hello, we are here. We are Ethics in Finance winners. We are Cristóbal, Matthew, Simone. Say hello. Myself, I am Leire from the University of the Basque Country. And the question for today, it is, how does digital finance affect social inclusion? Here the thing was that my mother, it is 70 year old, and in this case, when she's going to her bank, he is asking to doing everything with internet, with the mobile, with the tablet, with the laptop. And of course, my mother now using all of these techniques. However, you need to get some special skills to doing that one with responsibility. So because of that, my mother is able to do that one. She is understanding the system she's doing, but what is with other people? So here, my thing it is that people want people. We want to go there, keep contact. We need to ask things. It is not only about intermediation. It is not only about any transaction. It is because we want to speak with people and we want to be there speaking and trying. So it is a serious issue because in the future we are going to get many people without financial activities. We trust people more than machines. We have lost our power, increased responsibilities, and assumed actions, financial actions, in front of financial entities. It is an inclusive or non-inclusive topic. Now we are going to listen the opinion of Matthew. Your time.
Hello, thank you. I also have some doubts about digital finance in few at least few spheres. One is the global access to internet. There are many places, many countries where not so many people have access to internet. For example, still even in Europe, there are countries where many people don't have access to mobile. Um to internet activities, so they are excluded from the beginning from the many aspects of that transition, and that's one part of the problem. And I am afraid of the global inclusion here, of the level of the global inclusion. We still have like almost half of the earth population without internet. So I think that's one part of the problem. The second part of the problem is uh, generally with fintech and digital banking, that we're moving into something new that I believe in a philosophical terms we not fully understand now. We are not fully capable of seeing what will be the effects of that change. I believe there will be many unintended consequences of that change. For example, I believe that now we're moving towards the sphere where we, in philosophical terms, we cannot be sure what money is even now. We have some textbooks definitions, we have some economical definitions like from 100 years ago or even few decades ago that I think do not describe reality we live in. And from the philosophical perspective, I think that we're creating here many challenges here, and that they will have also important social and ethical implications for our everyday life. If we, for example, that we can see, I know, on the EU level when there are debates on the digital euro and should it how should it work, what will be results of implementing digital currencies in the system. So I think we face lots of challenges, and refer explicitly to this topic. I think it may give some opportunities to the people, but there are lots of obstacles and lots of challenges we need to face before these opportunities will be inclusive and will help people to cope better with their finances. So, Simone, what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, hello everyone. I think Leire and Mateusz, you pointed out some very important challenges for digital finance and inclusion. And I would like to add one point which has not been mentioned yet, and this has to do with economic justice as well. So if you think of the providers of digital finance services, they are also profit-seeking corporations. So they use digital finance and they provide finance to maximize their profits. So if, for example, the value of providing digital services to poor communities is very low, then the providers will choose to focus less on the delivery of finance to these people, to these poor people, because it might not be profitable. So, for example, they can choose to withdraw the provision and just say, oh, okay, it doesn't make any sense for me. I cannot earn any money here, so I will withdraw, for example, in high risk areas or in rural areas or in areas where people don't have that much money. So I think this is also a problem where social inclusion and the justice to participate in in the economic sphere is very important. And now I would like to give the word over to Cristóbal. What is your point on this?
Thank you very much. It's a topic that all of us we were amazed when it was proposed by Leire, and I started from a legal point of view, also political science, because when we talk about social inclusion, at the beginning I thought there's a mistake. I think it is financial inclusion, but no. Then I remember, no, this is about those who are left behind in society. So let's not talk also of elder people. We could also talk about blind people, deaf people, people with disabilities on their motion, and my first formation is quite liberal, but I was keeping moving a bit more from that perspective once I realized that, well, there are some social things that could be fixed by law. The problem there is like when the law is not anymore just nudging and trying to reduce the transactional cost among people, we are kind of making the lawmaker the one who decides the shape of the society. It's kind of a social engineer, and I kind of have some struggle on that. But at least in this point, I really agree that blind people, they should have financial access, and also deaf people, and let's say the elder or maybe the children. Okay, starting from that, now the question is, can we notice that the banks are not the government, and it is an initiative that particular banks are doing? And I like that idea because it is a particular that is still making profits and is trying to approach those who are outside the society with the technology. But then I was surprised with the example given by Leire, because that means that by the same token of the same artifact that is trying to bring more people, let's imagine that someone that is in a wheelchair, it is difficult for him to get to the bank office. But that same mobile device is keeping apart those who are not very tech savvy, that do not know how to work with a mobile. So there's a matter of balance there. Some ideas that came to my mind are, there are some applications that give the opportunity to increase the font size so you can read better the documents, or applications that if when you press a button you can hear what is written, or was as I mentioned, the contrast of the light could also help deaf people. If we move from that, uh, I, I would just finish saying that do not think that those only elder people are those who are behind of the technology. maybe there's many people, I mean, even millennials, that are not aware of the risk of entering into digital banking. And we know stories of people who enters into fake spam bank accounts or bank emails, and because of that they get stolen their identity and there's phishing. So it is not only a matter of knowing how to use on a cell phone, it is also a matter of education of how to use technology. And with that, I just like to make a quick question because of the time. Do you think that should we refrain of making development of technology because we have the fear of there's people that could be left behind, or should we work more in educating those people, or should we instead, there's a third possibility, have a special product for those people who are not technological savvy?
I believe that we should keep balance in our approach to many things. We should I think what's the most important here is that we shouldn't rely only on technology because of the dangers we just and challenges we just mentioned. I think, as Leire said, for many people for different reasons, the contact with another human being is more important than accessibility to transaction in every moment in the middle of the night, and they prefer to go to the bank to meet the account to meet another person another day. They just don't need to do it in that exact moment. So I think there are many reasons to keep the balance, and it's good to introduce new technologies, but just to be very conscious about it and cautious, just to not to fall in traps and problems we just enlisted.
Yes, I agree with Matthew, of course. I think that it is important, the technologies, the education, the progress, the new technologies in the future, any other different that we cannot imagine in financial area. It is for keeping progress, of course, but if we prefer to maintain the relationship with people, if we want to get that activity with other people, with people, the human being. So I am worried that we are not keeping that aspect, that we are trying to translate everything to machines, everything to specific activities, new technologies, but maybe we need to do an effort or ask for our government, ask to our financial institution to maintain some of them, or maybe a part, a percentage, something. We need to keep the contact. Maybe Simone, any other answer?
Yes, I would also raise the point that, again, in developing countries or in countries where with a lot of poor people, uneducated people, that we need to put the focus on building an infrastructure, on educating people, investing in training, especially starting in schools already, so that more people can use digital finance and can profit from it. And with that, I think we will achieve a world where people can participate in a good way. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So any other comments or suggestions, questions for the next times? Maybe email to the Observatory of the Finance. Bye bye. See you next.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.